Do it. Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. Some people dream success. Well, you're going to wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit. And you're not going to stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it. Just do it. Yes, you can. Just do it. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Yeah, thanks, Shia. We're now on the stream mindset, and we're ready to go. All right, we're going to be working on tenors today. I haven't done this in forever. Full disclosure, I've been playing drums for over 25 years, and most of it's been rudimental and concert percussion. When it was rudimental, it was traditional grip. Wah, wah. So tenors is something that I'm learning for fun. Have been learning for fun. Never marched it, but I enjoy it. I'm going to be... I can't speak. I'm going to be working out of this book. It's called Quad Logic. So I'm just going to pull up some exercises and whatnot that I've already streamed in the past and just kind of like go through them again and just go, oh yeah, I should try that again. Let's see how those are going, blah, 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 blah. Now, you can actually find a link to this book under the lessons, tips, and live stream practice sessions. And if you click on books I recommend, then it takes you here. There's contra snare books, there's drum kit books, there are mallet books, rudimental books. The one that I'm using today is this one. And timpani. And then like practice pads, sticks. So I'm going to be using the Hardeman tenor sticks. I like those. But to warm up, I'm going to use the sticks that I always use, which are the Hardeman hammers, which are extra heavy. And they're double taped. So they are beefy. All right, so we're going to be warming up with one of the chop exercises. Now, every single day there's a new play-along releasing. I've got some scheduled through the end of April right now, and I'm every day been writing more and more stuff. And I'm saying that because you can't actually see all of these yet. They're scheduled for release, but you can't see them. So stay tuned for it. Wow, that was loud. But yeah, so there's like chug variations and whatnot that you can't see under the chop stuff. And then if you go all the way down to the technique stuff, there's like a bunch of technique exercises that you can't see yet. But stay tuned. They are coming. So they will be here. Let's warm up with something. Let's do a grid variation. There's almost 800 grid variations. That's a lot. By the end of this year, there'll be close to 1,000. So that's pretty cool. I'm trying to get it so that after these drum charts release over the next few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I'm gonna start like alternating a grid variation with something else, like a technique exercise or a chop exercise or a drum chart, etc. So many more to come. All right. Let's see. So chutichuhs, we're gonna do on 1, or do I want to do it on the accent? So chutichuhs is like a flam drag. Ew. Haven't drummed yet today, and it shows. Except you put a grace note on the diddle. So instead of... Man, my left hand. You do... So we could do chutichuhs on 1. We could do chutichuhs on accents. Like... etc. Let's do chutichuhs on 1. And let's turn the volume up so we can hear the play-along better. And with every single one of these play-alongs, just go into the timestamps in the description, and then you can jump to a specific BPM. So I'm going to start off at 120. And we're trying to get the blood flowing because I haven't drummed yet. And my hands don't sound great yet. Not yet, at least. We'll get there. Whoa! That was mental. I was thinking about something else. Arm's a little sore from my workout. My left in particular. All right, 2 more reps. And then we'll stretch and massage. Last rep. Perfect. Let's try it again. That could be something I could talk about. Yeah, let's talk about this. So if you're working with a drum line or on a drum line, one of the things that I recommend is actually doing like a pre-warm-up before you warm up, like playing on your own or just kind of like doing a bunch of buzzes and whatnot to get the blood flowing. The reason for that is because if you like look at the professional level drum lines like in DCI, WGI, etc., they're usually performing at night, usually. And in those performances, they're going into the lot and just like can start right off with whatever it is that they're going to warm up with. They've been playing all day leading up to that. And that's different than a lot of high school groups that might be like driving somewhere and maybe they didn't have the opportunity to warm up in advance of that or to like have rehearsal like the morning of, the afternoon of, etc. So what I recommend is you actually like do some kind of a pre-warm-up, whether it's on the bus or when you are like in the lot. Just give time for members of the line. Like, hey, take 2 minutes, just play whatever you want, get your hands going, and then we'll come together and we'll start working on warming up as a group because you want to warm up as an individual, and then the warm-up with the group is to focus on listening in and playing unified, etc. So little tip there. One of the things that I would do with the drum lines that I worked with is we had like a pre-warm-up that we would do where we'd start off with buzzes and things to get the hands going, get the blood flowing, and then we get into playing together as a group. So little tip there. Let's stretch and massage now. So what I recommend doing is holding your sticks like this, palms up. You pull one in, you follow through, and you push out, and ooh, it feels great. Yeah. Get to show off your triceps. It's a good stretch. Works down the forearm, down the arm. And to get out of it, just go the way you came. Now, if you are doing traditional, which would be weird on tenors, but hey, you do you. Rotate and hold it to one end of the continuum, and then rotate and hold it to the other end of the continuum, and then you should be good. Hold it there for like 15, 30 seconds, however long you need to. Now I'm going to stretch the underside of the forearm. So, oh yeah, you could do one at a time like this. You could do it on the wall like I did 2 days ago, like this. The lower you go, the deeper your stretch, or you could do it on your pad or tenors. Just don't put all your weight into it. You don't want to tear stuff. That whoop the bad. All right. Now I'm going to stretch the top side of the forearms. So you could stretch one at a time like this. You could do it on the wall like I did 2 days ago. The higher you go, the deeper the stretch. You could do it on your pad, or this one you could even do on your legs. Whatever you need. A sibling, a large mammal, a park bench, a Boeing 400. I don't know if that's a Boeing. Just picking random plane numbers. Okay, now I'm going to stretch the fingers. So I'm doing it twice as fast by just going thumb to thumb. You could do it one at a time if you want to take a leisurely pace through your stretch. You do you. And then switch in. My left hand forearm today is a little A little tight, a little lethargic. Probably from today's workout combined with yesterday's workout, etc. Every day's different. Some days you'll spend more time on one stretch or massage than another. And that's expected. And cool. So now I'm going to do thumb on top and fingers underneath. I'm massaging the forearm, just kind of working along the way. Depending on how you're feeling, you might need a massage like your triceps, your biceps, etc. Maybe even your pecs. When you're using, when you're playing tenors, like some of the crossovers, in order to get that quick switch, you're actually beginning, like initiating much more from the upper body rather than just relying on like wrist and whatnot, like rotation if you're doing traditional. So your stretch and massage routine might be a little bit different than like a snare drummer's. And that's okay. I say that as somebody who marks snare. Works on different things. Okay. Now we'll switch arms to the tattoo arm. Ooh, tighter up here. Interesting. Why? Who knows? I guess both arms have tattoos. I have a tattoo for the corps that I marched for a few years on it. But this one's the visible one. You can't really see that one. I also have a giant tattoo that's like from here all the way down to here. And it's like this wide. It's pretty cool. I like it. That one you don't get to see. Tease. All right. We're doing massage right here and massage on the back side of the hand. You might be wondering, why is the color so different between this camera and this camera? Well, the reason why is because I actually have a hand model who's off camera on another camera, which is this one, and they are miming me perfectly through telepathy, which is why their skin color looks a little different. See if I can throw them off. No? Okay. They're good. I pay them well. That's a joke. That camera is different than that camera, so it's gonna look different, unfortunately. I should buy two of the same. Okay. Now we're gonna massage from base to tip of the fingers. Again, just trying to relax, and then we'll actually get into some tenor playing, and we'll get rid of... Oh, actually, no. Chut, chug's on one. We're still finishing that warm-up. I'm going to play it faster than I should, and then I'll get into tenor stuff. And we'll do quad logic. Go through some of that stuff in there. Just kind of a leisurely stroll, just collect some data, figure out what I need to work on for my tenor playing. And we'll work on that on the next tenor stream, which may be Sunday. We got some people coming over to play some games and whatnot, so we'll see. Depends on what time they're arriving. Okay, hey. So now let's play through this faster. So we'll just pick up where we left off, and hopefully it sounds better now that we've relaxed our hands a bit. Chut cheese on one. Let's go up by 10. Move that over there so it's easier to grab. So, timestamps in the description. That was 125. Let's go to 135. Look at me mathing. Wow. Talking to my wife last night about how we rarely use any of the math skills we learn. And yet you have to do it forever. Take 13 years of math, and I haven't really used much of it since high school. And you're like, yeah, but you'll need it in grad school. No, I have a doctorate. I didn't need it. My dissertation required very little math. Ew. Ooh, we're getting to that breaking point. This might be it, folks. Based on how my hands are feeling this morning, brace yourself for impact. All right, 155. You can do it. Believe in yourself. Come on, Jared. You can do it. Perfect. All right. Now that we played that flawlessly, we're switching sticks. Okay, so these are the Hardeman tenor sticks. They're shorter than the Hardeman hammers that I was using, and they're way lighter. No, this is wrong. There. It's like, wait. Those are normal Hardemans. There. We found them. Okay, so they're shorter. They have a bigger bead, which makes it so you can get over the rim a little bit easier. And they're lighter just because like the Hardeman hammers are chopsticks, and you know there's less surface area on here, less mass. Cool. You can actually find a link to the sticks that I recommend back where all the play-alongs are. So past the chop stuff, past the drum kit stuff, past the almost 800 grid variations, and inside of here. I should probably change that to books and gear I recommend rather than just books. Because, yeah, there are a bunch of books. But the sticks that I recommend are here. Let me write myself a note. Books and gear. Link said books only. Today. Alright. I'll fix that later today. Stay tuned. Or tomorrow. Thinking. Okay, anyways. There's a tenor pads I'm using. So this one's on top of this one. Woo, pad inception. All right, so the book that I'm using, Quad Logic, I'm going to kind of go through some of this and just get a refresher on this whole tenor drumming thing. Not showing you the pages because copyright, all that fun stuff, but it's a good book. I recommend it. 10 out of 10. No, I don't want to do those. Double stops. So one of the exercises that would have some tenor drummers work through is double stop crossovers, and trying to get it so that they're just used to the different types of crossovers. So there's a stick over stick crossover, and there's a wrist over wrist crossover. So hopefully you can see that okay with those. But when you're doing this double stop, you want to try and get equal volume, so it's not like this. One is too high and the other is too low. So you want to attempt to get it so that they're even. And once you get comfortable with one hand on top, switch to the other hand on top as well. And ideally, you'll be able to go back and forth between them and playing in the same playing zones on the pad. Then once you get the stick over stick or the wrist over wrist, switch to the other one. So then switch over to this one and try and get used to that. It's going to use some different muscle groups in terms of how you are doing the crossover, because I'm having to use more of my upper body to move around the drums than I am right here, which is just like more pivoting at the elbow while keeping the wrist and the forearm in alignment with each other. So we don't want to do crossovers where we're doing Julie Spencer technique that I'll demonstrate on drum kit and whatnot, or on marimba. Don't want to do that. You're going to get different sound qualities and whatnot. So keep the wrist and forearm in alignment and move here. And the motions are going to be bigger for wrist over wrist crossover than it is for stick over stick. Okay, so the crossovers feel okay. Let me give you a top-down view if you're watching on widescreen. So when I'm doing this, I want to make sure I'm not like having different playing zones all over the place, like too narrow or too wide right here. So we want it to be the same spot as if I'm playing here. And I just happen to be crossing over, so we don't want to overshoot or undershoot our crossovers. You're going to get a different tone unless you happen to be hitting equidistant from the rim, so the same distance from the rim. Same thing for wrist over wrist, etc. Now, if you're doing a crossover, depending on what kind of technique you're using, whether it's like a French or like Germanic or like an American grip where it's kind of like in between the two, where you have the thumbs up and the wrist turn inwards versus wrist flat, thumbs on side versus the American, which is kind of like in between those, it's going to affect the surface area for the crossover for the wrist over wrist. So if you're doing a flat wrist over wrist crossover, there's a whole lot more opportunity for you to hit the butt of your stick on your hand, whereas if you're doing a French grip, then there's much smaller surface area there, so you're not going to hit it as often as if you are playing with flat grip. Which is why you'll see a lot of tenor drummers who will use the thumb up. It just makes it so that it's easier for the crossover. At least when it's wrist over wrist crossover. Okay, let's see. So another thing that we could do is take a look at the... Actually, I'll keep this view. So take a look at the sweeps. So you can work on this by just doing one hand at a time doing the sweep. Whether you're doing a crossover sweep or not. Then do the other hand. And then you could also combine them. So just do like down the drums, which gets its name because you're moving from top to the bottom. So you're going down, or outside sweeps is another way of referring to it. It's because you're moving toward the outside of the drums. Ooh, nice and blurry. And then you can switch to going up the drums or inside the drums like this. So you're going in toward the interior. And you can do those two different patterns with the inside drums 1 and 2. So we're going outside or down. So this motion, outside. Or inside or up the drums. This one, you're kind of only really going up for the left hand because the right hand is technically going down. But that might be why inside is easier to understand than saying up. Okay, so then you combine them, and you can do lots of fun stuff with like crossovers and whatnot. So like windmills. So like this. So 1 3 1 3 2 4 2 4 2 4 1 3, and then repeat itself. 1 3 1 3 2 4 2 4 2 4 1 3. Repeat. You're technically doing 3 and 3. So you're going 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. If you're starting off on the left hand for that crossover. You could also do an inside version of this where you're going like in. I haven't worked that one up. It's kind of a weird one. It sounds weird, in my opinion, but if you got it in your book, work it up. Okay, so let's try windmills a little more. Move this out of the way. So again, I'm trying to look for the placement of the bead and make sure that I'm hitting fairly consistent on the distance from the rim to the head where I'm hitting. So I don't want to have like my right hand hit here and my left hand hit here, because then you're going to get a deader thud the more you are toward the center of the drum, as opposed to closer to the rim. You'll get more of the ring, the resonant tone, etc. out of your drum. So I want it to be the same, so that way I'm not hearing like a ringing sound on the right hand and a thudding sound on the left hand or whatever. Yeah, so the left hand on the crossover right here is off. Okay, another variation is called around the world, or sometimes called that. I think it's also called butterfly sweeps. I forget though. Again, it's been a while. So you go Okay. Down. Across. No. Let me see if it's actually in here. I'm like questioning myself right now. Again, it's been so long. No. Figure eights, no. Where's around the world? Around the world, around the world. I thought this book had around the world. Those are triple beat scrapes. No, we don't want that. Scrapes. Figure eights, full figure eights. Does not have it. Man, it's been so long since I played tenors. I forgot how to tenor. Okay. So, this one... Oh, there we go. Yeah, so that's it. It's like a 5 stroke pattern, technically 10 with the diddles, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you repeat. No. I'm questioning myself again. So we got that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 7-note pattern. That's why. 4 and 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, etc. For having not played tenors in months, like, it actually sounds better than I thought it would. I thought it would sound not so hot right now. So my sweeps are okay, which is fine. Let's take a look at, like, just rudiments with the crossover. So you can do just like... Ideally, the hand that is underneath is not, like, moving out of the way like this. You don't want this right hand moving, except for when it plays on this drum, or I could keep it stationary, etc. So there's a tendency where when you do this crossover, you like, woo, get it out of the way. You want to be able to keep it stationary. When you're doing the crossover. Ew, crushed. So the crossovers feel fine. Let's do some of those. These are weird. So the stick over stick with like a continuous rudiment, so like flam 5s. It's hard to get that accent up without hitting the other stick. So those are weird. Okay, so scrapes are okay. Crossovers are okay. They're better than I thought. Let's take a look at Beatlicious, which is a solo that, again, is in this book. And it's on page 63. I'd show it to you, but, you know, copyright. So I'm not going to show it to you. You can buy the book, though. Again, you can find it under all this stuff. So under the books I recommend, under lessons. If you click rudimental, boom, is that one. Okay, but what I'm going to do is actually pull up the music for myself on my computer so that I can see it. And Beatlicious and full screen. Why isn't photos loading? It's just a blank screen. Okay. Let me troubleshoot real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so I couldn't get it to work. There's like an update yesterday, the day before, and for Windows, and so I've opened it in Paint, which is hilarious to me. Okay, so I'm gonna attempt to relearn this thing. It's so hard to control this in Paint. Okay, let's do top down. Again, we're just collecting data to figure out things that I need to practice. I'll start working on tenor actual, like sit there and grinding it out. Likely on Sunday, depending on when some people are coming over. Okay, so Beatlicious. So we have yeah. All right. So oops. Playing zones are all over the place. We're just trying to figure out this music again. Okay, so then we have and now I have to scroll. There's like a huge header at the top. Let's see, can I pin that or remove the pin rather? No? Full screen, will that work? Oh, that's better. Okay. Yay! So third line. No. Oh, okay. Bum 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 bum. Thank you for the heart on YouTube. Appreciate it. Okay, so ew. No, that's a left hand. Oh, that's why. Okay, and then the next line, it kind of starts similar. Oh. Paradiddle, paradiddle, Okay, weird. Let's try this whole thing. It's been a while. Let's do this, and then we do this, and then metronome. Let's slow her down. Nice and slow. Volume. He's rushing. Whoops. Two. Oh, drum 3. Okay. Oops. All right. Rush that. All right, we survived a run. All right, let's try speeding her up a little bit. And we'll go do 50. Wow. Slow down, Jared. Let's switch angles. Uh-oh. Just exited full screen on that. I can't see the music. All right, so I'm going to play this 1 or 2 more times and then chop out. I got enough data for some stuff that I want to work on. And this is definitely one of them. We'll spend some time grinding this out on the next tenor stream. 1 and 2, and here we go. No. Yeah, well, interesting. Fun. I like it, but not necessarily remember all of it. Okay, so next tenor stream, I'll actually work on this one more. Again, all right, let me close this, because again, copyright. Can't show you the music for that, but you can find it. It's in this book. So Quad Logic, what was it, page 63 or whatever? Yeah, page 63. It's called Beatlicious. So sweet little solo to play. We'll work that up, get it faster, and try and do that. And then tenor six that I was using were those, the Hardeman ones. But now I'm going to switch back to the extra heavy Hardeman hammers. We're going to chop out. And then I'm going to set up for some gaming. Okay, so let's chop out with a chop exercise. So these aren't available yet. Again, I've got a new play-along scheduled to release through the end of April. So lots of content coming, including all these 18 variations of chug. Well, let's do a fun chug variation. Let's do this one. This one's one of my favorite ones. So it's fairly simple. It's just cheese chutichuhs with cheese inverts. And with every single one of the play-alongs, you can go into the timestamp, jump to a specific BPM. We'll start off at a hopefully comfortable 100, and we'll see how fast we can get. Stay tuned, folks. If you want extra fun, do a paradiddle with the accents at the end. Paradiddle, paradiddle, little extra challenge. If you want to stir things up. Okay, so let's go. That was 100. We're going to try and crash and burn here. Get your fire extinguishers out. We're going to chop out. Oh. You're funny. My dog was booping at the window. She's like, I want to look outside. It was shut. Okay, 120. I open the window and she's like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna just walk around. You gonna join me over here? No? I don't know what my breaking point's gonna be. Paradiddle version. Okay, so we're almost at the breaking point. Let's go up by fives. Let's find it. Again, there's over 1,000 play-alongs. If you don't like this version of Chug, cool. There's 17 more that are coming out over the next couple of months that you'll have access to. Only I have access. At least at the moment. I don't want to release too many things. I think that's the breaking point, but we're going to push past it. So because I create, like, on my YouTube a bunch of gaming, drumming, and computer science stuff, like, what was it, a year or two ago? I released, like, 28 play-alongs on one day, and I had, like, several people unfollow who were like, you just clogged up my feed. I was like, good point. We'll just do one a day then. Which is still too much for some people. Gotta release it somehow. Here we go. Yep, perfect. All right, so 125 is our breaking point this morning. These chug variations will be coming out soon. I forget what day. Right now it's releasing drum kit play-alongs. And once it gets through those, then it'll start alternating between like a rudimental thing, one of the 800 or so grid variations, and then some technique stuff. So there's a bunch of technique stuff on here that, again, I can see, but you can't. Like diddle flow, 16th pyramid, progressive and regressive double stops. You're probably like, what is that? Don't worry about it. You'll find out soon. Paradiddle zoom zoom. My wife named that. I thought it was hilarious. Isolated threes, doubles, fours, etc. So lots of good, helpful stuff that will hopefully improve your drumming, as it will also improve my own. I do appreciate everybody who has been watching this content and using it for your own practicing. And I appreciate the people who have used the affiliate links under the books I recommend. It does help me out. As somebody who left my job to make free content a year ago, anything helps at this point. So I appreciate you all. I should be back on again tomorrow, hopefully doing some drum kits, some limit independent stuff. I didn't do it yesterday because my workout went long, and yeah, I wasn't set up for it, so I'll set up for it tonight. But again, I appreciate everybody stopping by, and I'm gonna get set up for Ratchet and Clank, which has been a fun game. So if you go to, instead of /drum, if you go to /game, then you can find all my prior streams and whatnot. I played that 2 days ago. It was a goofy, fun game. There's like a weapon in there that's a sprinkler that you throw out, and like it just like, and when it hits enemies, it turns them into like plants, which is just really goofy. And Far Cry 6 highlights will be coming out. What day is that? Wednesday, I think I scheduled it for. I'm calling it Farm Cry 6. You'll find out on Wednesday. But anyways, I'm out. I'm going to set up for some gaming. I appreciate y'all. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.